live button.
I do too.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing, and what are you guys reading? Let's start with you guys. Sarah, what are you reading?
I am doing fabulous. I have T-minus 2 days left at work. My manager pulls me in today and she's like, we're going to let you leave. Like, we're going to let your last day be Wednesday because I was supposed to do a half day Thursday. I'm thinking, you thought I was actually going to work on Thursday? Bless your heart. But yeah, so a couple more days left. But I am probably going to listen to, you're not going to be able to see it. Falling in Love by Erin Branston, which is a Kindle Unlimited book. It's super, super cute. I am like 30% of the way through it right now. And it looks like, again, the covers are deceiving. It looks like it's a cute, sweet little romance, but I feel like there's going to be some spice. So I'm intrigued to get to that. So,
they deceive you with those covers, though,
they
right?
do. And then she's talking, he took his shirt off and it's like the tattoos. And I'm like, oh, why couldn't that have been the cover image?
Then you know what you're getting.
I honestly kind of think it's bad marketing because if somebody picks it up thinking it's not going to have spice in it, then they're not going to give it a good review because...
True.
That's right. That's right. You're absolutely correct. So what are you reading, Storm?
I should be reading Black Lion by Jude Devereaux, but my sniffles and my eyes and print book or ebook's not happening. And so I have an hour and 46 minutes left of The Evil Inside by Heather Graham. So that's what I'm going to work on.
Is that number 5?
4.
Okay.
So that's in the Crew of Hunters, I'm guessing.
I got to get caught up.
Yeah, it's the one that I've been reading with my friend this month. So.
I, too, should also be reading a book, and that would be Camino Wins by John Grisham.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to continue to watch Shiny Happy People, the Duggar documentary, because I'm obsessed with them. and I got a free trial of Prime Video just so I could watch this. So
nice. Well played.
So I think I might just be doing that.
I may work on a video editing.
Yeah, I got to edit a video for tomorrow too. So, but we'll get to that.
Productive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see what everybody else is up to. Kay says, hi, hope all is well. I'm reading A Court of Silver Flames.
I
think so. Trying to get to 404 or even better, 415 currently at 362. That sounds very doable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Ginger says, hi guys, I finished Gone for Gouda by Karina Moss, the second in the Cheese Shop series. I gave it 4 cowboy hats. Nice. And Ginger, I did watch your second podcast that you did with that guy. That was so cute, like so cool that everybody signed that, like it was like for like, the poster promoting the wrestling matches, everybody signed for her. That was really cool.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That was a cool thing. Very nice. Amy said, The Court of Silver Flames is huge. If I remember correctly, I think it's like 700 or 800 pages. I read it a few years ago. Nesta is not my favorite character in that series. Kaden said, hi, everyone. I'm reading Mystery on the Moselle, River Cruise number 3. And hi, everyone. I'm currently reading Tonight, The Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I'm at 10%. Ginger said, Storm, I am a month of doomsday. By William J. Johnstone, the 4th in the Brannigan Island series. Sorry, not cozy mystery. What is A Cornerstone of Flames? I'm on chapter 24 and still not feeling well. I hope you get better. Alicia said, hello, everyone. Continuing to read A Still Life by Louise Penny. Cajun, A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. Barbara, good afternoon, friends. Still reading Rogue Justice, trying to get my library books done, then moving on to the 30 books on my nightstand. I am sure I am the only one with this problem.
Yes, my books don't fit on my nightstand. They're on the floor.
They're in bags and piles.
Yeah, precisely, yeah.
He said, thank you. And Tina said, hello, y'all. Just stopping in to say hi. I have a watch party for a book club tonight. Oh, very nice. Enjoy. And Courtney said, happy Monday. Today I'm reading As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson and Babysitter Club number 12. Christy and the Snobs. That's actually one of my favorite ones.
The only one that really made me cry.
That one, because of
Yeah.
Louis.
Yeah.
I get that. Because
Mhm.
he's been with the family for so long.
Since
and
book one.
I know. I know. Dream said, hi, everyone. Still reading A Season of Angels. And Cajun at Courtney, I highly recommend Bored to Death. I keep seeing that pop up on Goodreads.
Yeah.
Cav said, hi, everyone. I haven't quite settled on what I'm going to be reading tonight. Leaning toward a Regency romance, but a number of cozies are calling my name, too.
It's a good problem to have.
Yep. Jessica Lynn said, hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great day. I will be reading The Gingerbread Witch, wanting to hopefully finish it by today or tomorrow. You can do it. Plus, the book gal said, hello, all. I'm no idea what I'm reading tonight. I'll see what everyone else has going, and maybe something will sound good. That's a good plan.
Excellent.
And Val said, hello, not sure what I'm going to read tonight. May end up using the first sprint for productivity.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a good plan. And Karen said, hi, everyone. Tonight I'm reading 6 Feet Deep Dish Mystery, book number 1. Very nice. And Cynthia said, hi, everyone. I'm continuing The Last One by Will Dean tonight. And Cornflower says, Tammy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. Hi, everyone. I'm not sure what I'll be reading yet tonight. Barbara said, drinking my first pumpkin spice latte of the year. I need to find apple butter to put in my coffee. That and half. Party in your mouth. I would have never thought of putting apple butter in a coffee.
No, me neither.
Would have
I
never
wouldn't
thought.
either. That's like the second time I think I've seen somebody.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. And Anita said, hi, everyone. Tonight I'm reading Murder at the Pumpkin Pageant by Darcy Hannah.
Oh, the autumn books.
Right? And Courtney said, Falling in Love is such a cute book. I read it and loved it.
Oh, yay.
And Melissa says, hi, my people. Reading The Late Mrs. Willoughby by Claudia Gray tonight. Love the audiobook. The narrator is fantastic.
I need to get to that one. That's the second book
in the series. When I was recently reading Lawless by Nora Roberts, and it takes place in 1875, I was like, I'm channeling my inner Melissa right now by reading this. And Read with Dr. B said, hello, everyone. Hello. Jessica said, I just assume all romances from the last 10 years will have some sort of spice to it, some type of spice to it.
Not necessarily.
Dr. B said, I don't know what I'm reading yet. Okay.
I think with romance, even the older ones, it's like sometimes you assume it's not going to have spice in it, and then it's like, oh, well, there it is.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened like with the Gilded Web by Mary Baylaw. You said, well, I think maybe she doesn't, because I said there's not 70% in, there was something.
She made up for it? Is that what you're saying?
it just took a while. I was like, because I really thought, well, maybe there isn't going to be any spice or anything like that. And then I was like, oh, there it is.
It snuck up on you.
Right?
And then it was kind of a little bit of a letdown, because I don't know, it's like she doesn't even want to be with him, but then she wants him to do that, So I was like, really? Okay.
It was sneaky spice.
Yeah. If we gotta go there, okay.
That's funny. The Shannon said, I'm finishing Easy to Kill by Agatha. Sounds like Agatha met James Bond in that title.
Yeah.
Kay said, boop the like. Thank you. Ginger said, thank you. It almost brought me to tears. Oh, that's so sweet. It was really cool that they did that. Very cool. And Dr. B says, hi at Kay. And Annie says, hi all. I'm almost done with Murder of a Pink Elephant by Denise Swanson.
Cool.
And Jessica Lynn said, I love A Court of Silver Flames. I love Nesta. She has such a great character growth.
Wow.
Yep, saying what it is again. And Ginger said, my books are all over the house. And Dr. B said, I love Nesta's character development. And Kay said, hi at Dr. B, still reading here. And read Dr. B right, enjoying about the character. I sprinted for 10 and a half hours today and went to lay in bed for 2 hours. Oh my gosh. And now I'm here.
Wow.
Well, I
Wow.
bet you're getting some good
Congrats.
reading in them.
Right?
No kidding.
Congrats. Courtney said, yes, Cajun, I saw on Tiffany's channel and in Discord. I'm on the hunt, but why is it $16.99? Does that seem expensive for a paperback?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, is it a small press? Because it seems like a lot of times the small press ones, they just seem more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to make up for more of the money that the bigger places
Exactly.
don't have. Okay, so me too, Vanessa, but the house is my favorite character. I want a house that draws me a bath and gives me books and chocolate cake. Yeah, that doesn't sound bad at all.
You can get behind that.
Yeah. I guess, hi everyone. I am reading Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone by Diana Gabaldon. I'm
The
assuming
newest
that Outlander. Yep.
The newest one.
It's at Courtney. It's way too expensive. I got it from the library. That sounds like a lot better of a price.
Mm-hmm.
In case of Falling in Love was a book. I saw the movie. Now I have to check out the book.
I didn't know it was a movie.
There is a Netflix movie called Falling in Love. So
I
I
will
don't know
have
if
to
it's
look it up.
I don't know if it's the same one or if
That's what I'm wondering, if it's the same premise.
Based on, yeah. There you go. And Dr. B said, I think I have settled on listening to Ghosted by Sarah Reddy. It's an arc I got from NetGalley. I'm Vanessa, by the way. Okay, good. I won't call you Dr. B. You're Vanessa now. Thank you. And Melissa says, that's too funny because I never have road rage, but today someone was tailing me so hard and I started to get frustrated. Guess I was channeling my inner Lee. There you go. Yeah, like a Freaky Friday for a minute there.
So the Falling in Love Netflix is different than the one that I'm reading. It's not the same book. They just have the same title.
I thought maybe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The same one, like INN in?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And the one that the Netflix movie takes place in New Zealand, and my book takes place in New Hampshire. So right away, they're different.
Different there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa says, I have this impulse to buy books right now.
Feel that one.
Ginger said, Storm, you did not know what author.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
I don't.
And below, she said she's talking to a different person.
Oh, she's talking about Elizabeth. Okay.
Oh, it was Elizabeth. Okay. I'm like, I don't know.
I was going to say, the book that I was talking about was Mary Baylaw, though.
There you go.
It was my first Mary Baylaw, too. And so I feel like I was so conflicted, like on my review or whatever. I was so conflicted on what, like, rating, because, like, a part of me didn't like it, but a part of me did like it. And I mean, it was over 400 pages and I read the whole thing. So, I mean, I was like,
You want to give yourself an extra star for that? Yeah.
I was really rooting for Edward more than I didn't really care for the main female character all that much. And I mean, I could understand why she was the way she was, but at the same time, it was like, I was just like, I don't know. And I was like, I really probably started with the wrong one for Mary Bale. So,
Listen, then if that's it, like you got your worst kind of one over with, and you can. Only
but I am really, I mean, it sets up a lot of stuff for like the other two, the brother and sister that, of Edmund and stuff. And so I really want to know what's going to happen with them. So I have to finish the trilogy at some point.
There you go.
How they get you.
Awesome.
Asian said one of my UK chick lit had some spice the other day, and I was like, it just surprised me.
Yeah, that you don't see very often.
No. And then Kay said, oh, well, I'll still check this book out. And Sonia says, popping in to say hello, a little under the weather today. It's great to see everyone. I think most of us are a little under the weather today, too.
The allergies
The weather.
really bad today.
Yeah.
So if I sniffle a lot, that's why.
That's all right.
All right, we are 20 after. You guys want to go into our first sprint to the top of the hour?
Sounds good.
All right, I'm just going to go old school with a banner.
Very good. She's like, no extra work today.
No, no, I'm not in the mood. All right, happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
How'd you guys do?
I actually decided to finish the Sweet Valley High book. So yay, got a book done.
Nice.
Very happy about that. Kept Bernard from eating my pizza, which was also a feat. And I read the first chapter in the Hidden Staircase, Carolyn Key and Nancy Drew. So yay. How about you, Storm?
I have an hour and 2 minutes left of Evil Inside.
Yay.
Nice. Nice.
I'm not listening to this one as fast as normal because I get down at 1.65 because I like Luke Daniels' voice, so I don't like to go too
Yes.
There you go. And I ate a little bit of dinner and I'm still watching my show. Yeah. We're on the proper way to beat your child. That's what
fantastic.
into the comments. And Barb said, "Oh, I took a step out of the bathroom this morning and pulled a groin muscle. Thank goodness I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow."
Oh my goodness.
That sucks. I hope you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica said, "Okay, same. I just added it to my Goodreads." And is it by Erin Brascombe?
Yes.
Yes. And said, "Thanks. I added it too." Don't mess around. No audio. I am a staffed ghostwriter for Stephen King. Okay, later, no sound. Take care, everyone.
It was while we were reading.
Yeah. Yeah, fine. No worries. Kitty. And Val said, "I watched YouTube videos."
Nicely done.
Yep. And Barbara said, "I sent Sarah a video on Instagram."
I will watch it later.
PK said, "Ready now. Reading Hawk by Ted Bell, due in 3 days. 596 pages. So I'm skipping the chapters that are the bad guys because I don't care." That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel that sometimes that's a good thing from like different point of views. It's just like, okay, if you're not interested, just skim it, do whatever.
Sometimes I don't really care to get the bad guy's point of view.
Yes.
I just,
Yeah.
Yeah. And Cajun said made it to 23%. Very nice. He said had dinner and trying to stay awake right now. Got to page 364. Not far. And Ginger said fed the dog and made supper. Mac and cheese and English peas. Nice. And
English
wine.
peas?
I don't know what are English peas. I'm not going to assume anything anymore because when we were having the conversation about Vampire Diaries the other day, I was completely wrong about everything. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to put back now. Sarah said, "Hey, y'all. How are you, Jarrett? What are you reading?" And Jessica said, "I made it to the last chapter of The Gingerbread Witch. It has Hansel and Gretel in it, and the main witch is made from gingerbread. It is very cute. It's very cute. It's very cute retelling of Hansel and Gretel." That's interesting.
I don't know. English peas just look like regular peas.
Yeah, I was just reading up on it. It says it's a variety of a garden pea. Okay.
That's what
I didn't realize that there were varieties.
There you go.
I learned something today.
Yep.
Well, I remember too watching somebody, and the woman said it was a snow pea, and her husband, who was filming, was like, "Aren't they sugar snap peas?" And she's like, "It's the same thing." I was like, "Oh, okay,
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I kind of thought those were the same.
Mm-hmm.
Those were
These
really
come in a
expensive.
can, as far as I'm concerned.
There you go.
Great Giant.
There you go." Tiffany said, "Hey, all putting up storm shutters and running to the store, hot and tired, but all is finished."
Oh, good. Stay safe.
Exactly. Hope everyone is well. You too. I hope you get nothing and you did all this for nothing because
Yes.
that's the best case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Amy said, "Got to 12% and letting my fur baby out. And I have all the ingredients to make some pumpkin spice sauce, a Starbucks dupe."
Nice.
Ambi says, "Hello from my creative corner of creation." Hello, Ambi. PK said, "Smash the like button, everyone. It helps. Thank you so
Agreed.
much." Okay.
PK's our pet for the night.
I
Yes.
just didn't say that. Yep.
Yes. The role of Pat tonight will be played by.
There you go. And Vanessa said, made some progress on my book. I'm off for the night. Have a good one. I hope you have a good night as well.
Yeah.
And Jessica Lynn said to Tiffany, stay safe. Hope you're all safe.
Mm-hmm.
Anita got to 74%. And Crystal said, I didn't get a chance to read. Separated laundry and had to chase my dogs to get the sock that he stole out of the basket. He's 3 years old. It was still a very productive sprint, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
PK said, it'd be like some of the movie not focusing on James Bond. No, show me Bond, and preferably without a shirt.
Depends on the bond.
I was gonna say it depends on the bond. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
He said, yes, stay safe, Tiffany. And Cajun said, I love English peas.
Mm.
And Jared said, I'm not ready for anything. Unfortunately, I'm prepping for open house tomorrow.
Ooh, good luck.
Yeah,
Mhm.
good luck with that.
Yes. And Karen said, take care, Tiffany. Kay said, staff ghostwriter for Stephen King. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, whatever.
I didn't find that very believable, but
No,
Mhm.
that's why I'm like, whatever.
Because if that was the case, announcing it over the internet just does not seem like a thing.
Right. And that's not what normal people do. They'd probably be asking us about books and or call me crazy pushing a Stephen King book, you know? So,
Right?
yeah, I'm like, whatever.
and I don't know, but aren't ghostwriters supposed to be quiet because they're
That's what I mean. That's
ghostwriters?
the whole point of a ghostwriter.
Right. Exactly. It's like, okay. And he just said, stay safe, Tiff. And Ginger said, sorry, that is what I have always called them. My daddy called them China berries.
Interesting.
See, I would have been like, what's a China berry? Because I'd never heard of that either.
Yep. English peas sound a lot more like, okay, it's a pea, got it.
They just
The
sound very
English-
fancy, like the queen
Yeah.
eats them.
The
Right.
English peas that I see that looks like the ones that my grandma used to grow, and I would go out and pop the pod and just swallow them down
Yes.
and everything, and she'd be chasing me out of her, stay out of my garden.
Yep. And he said, stay safe, Tiffany. Tiki said, any Patricia in a storm, right? Oh, now you know. I must do away with all of you. Good thing I read mystery. He said, night, Vanessa, sleep well. Everyone gives peas a chance.
I only like peas if they're like raw or frozen. I don't like the ones in the can or anything like
Oh,
I like all peas.
me too.
All peas. And Cajun said, one would think there would be an NDA involved. Exactly. Exactly.
Dear Stephen King, we saw one of your people.
that. Yeah.
Exactly. We're telling on you.
Well, my friend now, she bought a house down the street from Stephen King. Her and her husband are moving into a house
Oh.
like in his neighborhood. So I'm thinking, okay, go knock on his door and be, hey, this dude.
Right.
Nobody says he's, for you.
Yeah.
Imagine if someone didn't know and they were just like going over to introduce themselves, like, hi, just moved to the neighborhood and have no idea who they are.
She sent pictures because it's like behind gates,
Mhm.
right? But you can clearly see the house.
Yeah.
And when her and her husband were like looking at this house, Scott, her husband's like, why are there all those people in front of this house? And they're like, oh, that's Stephen King's house. They're like, oh, okay. So
That's
Mandy's
funny.
like, I can't wait for Halloween.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
You just like walk up to, if you could, it's probably security or whatever, but if you could walk up there and you knock on the door and like he opens the door and you're like,
Right. Right. I would either imagine his house is like full done or he does nothing.
yeah.
Right?
You know?
Right? Right?
PK said, oh, Barbara. LOL. In case it all, I was laughing. So was my hubby. It should be a secret. Absolutely.
Well, if anything, they gave us something to talk about.
Yeah.
Right. And Cajun says, does make you wonder if it works anywhere to get attention.
Yeah.
Mm.
Andy says, Sarah, when will the Saturday reading sprints be back?
I will not be doing them. It's just Saturday is just too much for me to commit to. So PK is actually doing Saturday sprints. So check out her channel. I will be doing sprints on Wednesday nights. So I know it doesn't necessarily work for everybody, but It's what works for me, and that's
Exactly.
what the important part is.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And Jessica said, I love peas. Yum peas. No cans, though. Snow peas are my favorite since they are in Chinese food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, said, was it nobody from a Cyclops myth?
Possibly.
That's the other thing I was thinking funny, is the name was nobody.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay.
Bob Smith.
Yeah, exactly. They said, and maybe pick a less known author. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Like, whatever. Cynthia said, I missed the last sprint because I'm making sloppy joes for dinner, but hopefully I'll join the next sprint. That was being productive, Cynthia. You did do something. Me too. Do you guys have... Go ahead.
I was gonna say we do open faced ones because they're just too messy to try to grab them and like eat them. So we just like spread it, the bread or whatever. Open.
That's yep. Same thing. Same
Do you
thing.
guys have here? So we have in diners here. So we have regular sloppy joes, like you're saying. It's like the meat with the sauce on a bun, and then there's another sloppy joes where it's like deli meats with coleslaw on bread. And that's another sloppy joes that they only have. Like I see at deli, like at diners here. So if you
it
order,
sounds good though because I like coleslaw and things like that. But
yeah, that would be like at a diner. If you ordered a sloppy joes, that's what you would get. You would get like deli meat and coleslaw on a sandwich.
We don't get sloppy. Well, I mean, we can make them up here because we know what they are. But we get like it's called a hot hamburger. My dad loved them. Piece of white bread, hamburger, covered in gravy.
Mm-hmm.
I ate really bad yesterday because our my deacon took us out to like dinner, like his little group of people, which he's a beef cattle farmer, so he could afford it. Because we went to this place that I'm like looking at the menu prices, going,
"Where's the meal deal?"
Right? I had my go-to hamburger and fries. Right?
Oh, awesome!
You know, $15 hamburger fries. That's why I was like. I told him, I said, you know what? I remember in 2016 when I went to Chicago for the first time and we went to like a small little place, you know, like that. And I was like, can I just have some water, please? Because I can't afford this $15. Because they were like, it was $15 for a burger and fry there. And I'm like, now here we are in a smaller town and it's $15. I said, I hate to see what the burger and fries are in
Chicago, right?
Oh God, yeah.
But anyway, it was called the Patriot, which it was cool. And it had French onion dip. On it was this like instead of like ketchup and all this stuff, it had French onion and Doritos, nacho Doritos on top of it.
Oh,
like in it on the burger and stuff, and you had onions and pickles, and it was so messy. It was a sloppy Joe.
You need to eat it with a knife and fork. Yeah,
I cut it in half, and I was still, and my bun was sliding everywhere.
Yes, you're trying to like hold it together, and yeah.
But it was so good.
Nice.
But yeah, it's not a place that I'd probably go to on any other time, but it was really good.
Hey, it's nice to be treated every now and then.
Yeah.
Exactly. Jessica said, sounds like someone who really wanted attention. Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
I'm a ghostwriter for John Grisham.
Okay, I'm letting you guys in on the secret. Why do you think I know so much about the Babysitters Club? I wrote half the series.
Right. And you were a prodigy. You wrote them when you were 7 years old.
I was just that goodly, okay?
I believe it. I believe it.
How dare you question me?
No, I wasn't questioning. I'm admiring. Like, you know, it's amazing.
My bigger question is, where's all the money I would have made?
Anna Martin robbed you of all of your royalties off of
No
that.
doubt.
And we said, I don't like any peas and don't like most beans.
Yeah, I'm not a big bean person, but
I'm not green beans.
I like green beans. That's probably the only bean I do like.
But do you like red beans, pinto beans, chickpeas?
Oh, those kind of beans. Yeah, I'm thinking like green beans are just a no for me.
See, I don't like. See, when we make chili, I don't put beans in the chili. I don't like any kind of bean. Dad, if he wants beans and cornbread, he has to make it himself because I won't.
That's what I took. She meant as beans, not like green beans. That's what I took was.
Oh, see, I heard beans, and to me, I was thinking of vegetables, so that's why I put them together.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Either one, I like them. So PK said nobody was also in the most recent John Wick's movie.
Which
There's
just
actually
sounds
a
funny
movie
as a
called
sentence.
Nobody. There's a movie called Nobody, and I watched it. It wasn't too bad. It was a kind of an action movie. My friend said your dad might want to watch this, so we watched it one time.
Well, nobody probably also ghost wrote that movie, so makes sense.
Mhm.
Cynthia said, "Yay for productivity." Kay said,
Oh,
"We
yeah.
had homemade meatball subs. That sounds really good."
Hey, now you're making me hungry all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Cajun said, "We always did open face sloppy joes. It's easier, I think, that way."
It's just too sloppy.
Mhm.
Now I want a hot turkey sandwich.
Oh,
We
with
used to have,
stuffing.
we used to have a place by us that would do like they would heat up the turkey in there and put gravy in it with the cheese and like. Now I want that.
And you mentioned stuffing, and I was like, and put the stuffing on the sandwich.
Right, exactly. Like you're making a Thanksgiving sandwich.
Yeah. Barbara said we were ordering pizza, pepperoni, pineapple, and black olives.
You had me right up until the black olives, Barb.
I was going to say,
I was okay with the pepperoni part, but the rest of it, I know.
I was going to say, you guys are no to pineapple on pizza,
No fruit on my pizza.
right?
No food on my pizza.
Agent said BSC equals Sarah's autobiography. Hello.
Pretty much.
And Sunny said, I made chicken with cream dill sauce tonight. It was so good. That
Ooh,
sounds.
that does sound delicious.
Mm-hmm. Anita said, I hate green beans. A lot of people I know don't like green beans.
They're my mom's favorite, so that's all we ever got growing up.
Well, and it was funny because my dad's meal that he ate yesterday, he had some chicken strips and he had got some tater tots, and he wanted corn, but I guess they were out of corn, so he had to get green beans. And he's like, those look awfully bright. And I said, that's probably because they're fresh and not out of a can.
Yeah.
And they were chopped up like the ones, and he wasn't eating them very fast and everything. And I go, what? Don't like your green beans? He goes, no. He likes the ones out of the can.
We used to go to this hole-in-the-wall diner every Sunday for brunch. Oh, God, motorcycles outside. Dad used to get that hot hamburger I talked about, and they'd always put vegetable with it. And I can still hear him saying to the waitress, hold the vegetables.
Right?
Don't even bring them
We
out.
used to eat something like that, but it wasn't like in ham. It was just like in ground beef form.
Yeah,
Like
same
in-
difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we would have that like on white bread with gravy, and my grandmother
Yes.
would call it shit on a shingle. That's what we would have.
I'm sure I've heard Dad say that phrase at some point.
I was going to say, I think I've heard something.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Yeah, that's what we used to have. Kay said, they said staff as if they were not the only one, really? Yes.
If that were the case, Stephen King would be producing a hell of a lot more books than just like one every year or
If
so.
that was the case, he'd be James Patterson.
Right.
His name on everything.
Right. And she said staff as though they were the lead member of staff. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They came up with the ideas. Everyone else wrote them,
Yeah.
She is Stephen King. Got it. Jessica said, that's like if someone came and said, I'm a ghostwriter for Joanne Fluke, I would be like, look here, I got a lot of complaints.
Sit yourself down. We need to have a conversation.
Exactly. And nobody didn't stick around long enough.
For here, it'd be like, wait. You don't want to tell anybody that here in this chat. Because,
Yeah. No.
Right? Yeah.
Run, you've made a mistake.
that
Go
was
now.
the wrong person to put in here.
Exactly. Amby said, I make sloppy joes and I put it on sliced bread and eat it with a fork.
I eat pizza with a knife and a fork.
See a lot of people
We
do that.
usually put ours on sliced bread too because, who wants to waste more money on buns when you can just...
Exactly. When you've already got the bread.
Yeah. Jessica said, I am from Ohio and we have so many bean plants here that if you don't like beans, you're very much judged, at least in the part of Ohio I am.
Oh, people would be looking down their noses at me all the time.
Yeah. Everybody loves what they love. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I said sloppy joes with dill pickles. Yum. I've never had it that way.
I have had dill pickles.
Have you?
And
No.
I'd like put ketchup on top of mine.
Well, I am a person. I do like extra saucy, so I could see like wanting to add more to it. Amby said, I like green beans and baked beans, and I can eat the beans if you put it in chili and chili.
Yeah.
It's kind of a texture thing for me. I just don't like them.
I totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I
why
don't eat most pork.
You don't eat pulled pork because of that, you said?
I don't eat most pork. Like, I will not eat pork chops and stuff like that because of the texture.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You see, and I like most regular beans, like pinto. Black beans are okay. Red beans and all that, but like for some reason, the chickpeas, the texture inside of them to me are so dry. That's the texture I don't like in those. So
just ground it down into hummus.
That's it. I always say that. I like chickpeas in hummus. I like avocado in guacamole. That's it.
I don't like avocado at all, including guac.
Yeah?
Not a fan.
I think it's maybe a texture thing like that too.
Potentially.
Yeah. Because when I see people just eat it on toast, I'm like, man.
And I think it depends on a lot. If you like, do you like cilantro?
It makes a huge difference if you like cilantro or not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just what I've had. I've only had.
Because sometimes some people can overpower the cilantro, and I don't. Mm-hmm. I don't like it.
Agreed. Okay.
It's like pico de gallo. Whenever I go to a Mexican place, I'm like, no pico de gallo because it's got too much cilantro taste in it. And I don't like it.
Okay, fair enough.
Makes sense. Jessica said, my mom ate sloppy joes with sour cream. I never understood that. It just made it more sloppy. She liked it sloppy.
That's right.
Was that from Pee Wee Herman? She's like, you kids like it sloppy. Something like that.
I think so.
I think that was from
I was never a Pee Wee Herman fan, so I don't know.
Amy said, that's exactly what we had on our pizza last week. Very nice. Lenny said, yes, they call it the Thanksgiving Sammy here in the cobbler. Cream cheese, cranberry sauce, turkey stuffing, grilled panini style. Again, this sounds really good.
Ooh.
I could handle everything that you said except for the cranberry sauce.
See, I was good up like the cream cheese, minus the cream cheese.
See, I'm a huge cream cheese fan.
I love cream cheese, but I just don't see how it would go on that sandwich, right?
Maybe because it's being melted, it's almost like a cheese on there, like a cheese spread. That's what I
was taking it. Probably spread it on and then like.
That's what I was thinking.
But I don't. I like cranberry juice but I don't like cranberry sauce.
But I've seen people too where they keep it very whole and chunky, and then I've seen the jelly in the can type. Yeah. So I think it depends. Yeah, like that. Like
that's what we always had as growing up with the.
It's still the shape of the can.
But I've seen a lot of people do it where they almost like heat up the cranberries and kind of make it almost into like a relish type of spread. So maybe that would be
that
have a jam or something with the like.
And we said on our sloppy joes we always put mayo.
You see now I've never done mayo.
I've never done that either. Yeah. Jared said we ate lots of shit on a shingle growing up. We did too. It's cheap. It's white bread, ground beef, and gravy.
We ate a lot of goulash like growing up. That's like when you just put everything you have in and mix it. And noodles and hamburger and sauce. Did she freeze?
I think so. Yeah. Oh no!
Come back! Come back!
Are we back?
There you go.
Okay. I'm like, wait, why did everybody go away?
You froze up there, my dear.
I'm like, I went away. He said I'm weird because I guess Brussels sprouts, peas, and green beans. I don't think you're weird.
I love broccoli, but it's got to be raw, like with a dip.
And see, we're backwards because I love broccoli, but I need it steamed or cooked. I don't like it raw.
Same with carrots. I prefer my carrots raw.
I like my carrots raw more than
again with a dip.
And I prefer cauliflower raw too.
Okay.
With a dip.
The dip. What we all like is dip. Got
No
it.
joke. My lunch literally every day is carrot sticks, celery sticks, and garlic hummus and crackers.
Hmm.
Totally
Sounds
happy
good
with
to
that. Mm-hmm.
That sounds good. So my brother says I did not claw my way up the food chain just to eat vegetables. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I don't know.
That's funny.
Except for nowadays, it's a little bit cheaper to eat the vegetables than it is the meat. So
That's
Seriously.
very true.
Seriously.
That's very true. All right, let's stop here. I didn't see how far along we were, so we'll do one more sprint,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll go to the top of the hour, and then we'll get back to some comments.
okay.
Awesome.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
How'd you guys do?
It was really soft. I almost didn't hear you. I just worked on my video.
Yeah, I didn't get any reading done on that one either. I filmed the clip and I did a little editing. So
nice. I finished that episode of the documentary and started reading some of Camino Winds.
oh, excellent.
Is that your Sharon Buddy read or?
No, this was I let a friend pick off of my 2021 Goodreads TBR, and I have to admit I'm not enjoying it so far. But I did just start it, so I'll give it a little more of a chance. No, we actually are reading. What the hell are we reading? The First Mistake by Sandy Jones. It is like a UK domestic thriller. It is very slow burn right now. I'm halfway through, and I have no idea on anything. But I'm interested, so.
Doesn't sound like my kind of thriller.
Yeah, no, I find like a lot of the UKs are a slow burn, but okay. PK says, my dad loves SOS. My husband loves SOS. I make a very good SOS. I hate creamed things.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica said, okay, I am the same. And he said, that's what I made Saturday. Hamburger patties with onions topped with mushroom soup and cooked in the oven for like an hour or so.
Ooh.
That's yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica's name, Sarah, I hate avocado. And Kay said, I can't do lima or butter beans, though. I'm with you on those.
My mom she would make us eat like black eyed peas for New Year's or whatever it is, and I couldn't stand those things. So she would always I always had to at least eat one or two. She always made me, and so she would always make mashed potatoes, and then I could hide them in the mashed potatoes.
That's a good idea.
That'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Sherry said, avocados, I cannot eat them. It seems too rich.
Okay.
I love avocados because they don't taste like anything, so you can put them on stuff, but you don't really taste them to me anyway.
Mm.
There was
a slice on your burger, and you get extra fat, but I don't really taste it.
Right. It's taking on the flavor of what you're eating, though. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When I just see people like put it on toast,
yeah,
and I'm like, but it tastes like nothing.
My aunt likes to just put like, I think like some pepper or something or whatever on it, and just eat the slices like, and stuff. And I'm like, no, it has to be on something like a burger or in my salad or something.
I saw a little meme today, and it was somebody going like, my morning snack, and they're in their car and they're eating like an avocado, like an apple. And somebody wrote, just drive to the police station. I've already put a report in about you. I was just like, I agree. Shachin said, I love limas and butter beans, both with ketchup. Jessica loves butter beans. Barbara, no, Happy Gilmore. Yes, that's where it's from. The kids, you like it extra sloppy. That's where it's from, Happy Gilmore. Yeah.
Never seen that.
Germani said, hi Lee, hi Sarah, hi Storm, hi everyone. I just finished a novella that was last sprint, so I'm looking for a new read to pick up for next sprint. Ambi said, I love avocado and I love guacamole. Never put cilantro into my guac. I know some people that don't. Yeah, they just skip it.
It's like with like the cilantro, like when you go to like a Mexican restaurant, and they always give you like the chips and salsa. Mm-hmm. It really depends on where you go. Cause like some, they just put a little too much of it in there, and you can just like, it's like, nope, I don't want those chips and salsa. But you go just keep them coming.
Exactly. Yeah, we have one over here where they make like this really dark salsa, and I'm like, I don't like it. It tastes very bitter. So. Sonny said, the cream cheese creates a delightful glue and adds a little tang with the cranberry. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kay said, I only like the jelly sauce. I can't handle the chunky kind. Jessica said, my grandmother makes homemade cranberry jam, and it is so yum.
I bet. Yeah.
Barbara said, no Adam Sandler movie, not Happy Gilmore, the one where he went back to school. Oh, Happy Gilmore was the golf one. I don't know. I can't
Correct.
remember the other one.
With Bob Barker.
Yeah, I don't like Adam Sandler, so I have no clue.
I don't remember, but yes, you're right. I know what you're talking about. And Amby said, I don't like cranberry juice or sauce or whole cranberry. I love whole cranberries when it's orange cranberry muffins. That's when I like them.
Ooh, yes.
That's what I'm looking forward to most for fall, is start making those again.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonny said, I like to eat my sloppy joes with corn chips on it too.
Ooh, I love
Oh,
seeing that.
yeah. I could see, like using like a tortilla chip and just dipping my sloppy joe.
Yeah, it's just like your little bread every time. That's
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Jarrett said, we ate lots of goulash too, but being from Louisiana, we put it over rice. There you go. Or with Billy Madison, that was it. Yes.
And that one was filmed up the street from me.
Was it?
Yeah. There's this big mansion that's in the next town over, and the part in the back where is that the one where he's like really, really wealthy? He's laying in the back in the thing. That was filmed behind that mansion.
Okay.
And that was the same mansion that was used in the X-Men movies as like the
X-Men
whatever it was, the
Mansion.
school. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
So whenever you come up, we can go.
Yes. I was just telling Marcus, I'm like, all right, we have to like start making a plan for like when we're doing this. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Jared said, I prefer my carrots raw too. I need to chip it to them.
That's a little too raw. Right on the ground.
We used to have a lady that she was retired, but she used to just sit there and eat the baby carrots all day. So you hear crack, crack, chomp, 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 crack, crack, chomp, chomp, chomp. It was like, oh my God, eat them. Eat the bag. Hurry up. Let's go. Because the crack was so loud on them.
My pediatrician, my mom told this story that when I was really, really little, they're like, feed her lots of carrots for her eyes and blah, blah, blah. The next time I went to see the pediatrician, I was literally orange. And he's like, I think we can back it off.
Too much carrot, too much.
Yeah.
My mom like absolutely loved tomatoes, and she could just eat tomatoes like morning, noon, and night. And she got hives all of a sudden, and she went to the doctor, and he's like, is there anything you're eating maybe that a lot of or whatever? And she's like, well, I ate a lot of tomatoes. And he's like, well, how many? And she's like, oh, I don't know, about 10 or 15 a day. And he goes, stop eating all the tomatoes.
That's
Oh
it.
my
Much.
goodness.
Same thing happened.
The acid and stuff was making her break out in hives and stuff. But she's like, but I love them because homegrown tomatoes. That was it, from the store. Then that's me. I like them homegrown from the store. I could do without.
That's exactly my mom. I went over there last weekend and she had blisters all around her mouth. I'm like, Mom, are you eating tomatoes again? She's like, just a few. April's like 8. She ate 8 of them. They were all coming out of the garden, and then she gets like that. The acid kills her. She gets blisters.
Like my mom that would be her lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Like she would just eat tomatoes.
My grandfather used to eat them like an apple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. She just, she put a little salt on them.
Salt?
Salt.
I like tomatoes, but not that much.
Not to eat 8 whole tomatoes like that. No.
Lord, no.
Yeah.
I could eat a couple, but not that many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I like the little cherry tomatoes.
Yeah.
Like I like those.
Oh my goodness,
Yes.
those I can just like pop and pop.
Okay, said smothered with cheese. That's the best broccoli, but I like it raw too.
I agree. I do like a cheese sauce on my broccoli.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My brother and your brother would get along at Barbara. Maybe said it's so weird. Everyone always says they make their goulash with noodles, but the recipe handed down from my great grandma has rice, not noodles. Probably just dependent on what people had available too.
Yeah.
Regional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, just like the ones like in Louisiana or whatever, and they did rice.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Maybe said I prefer my vegetables cooked. And Alicia said, I like all food, well, except for the odd stuff. Don't ever let someone tell you frog legs taste like chicken, because they do not. They taste exactly like frog leg. No way to find a prince.
No, thank you. I will stick with my chicken nuggets and tater tots.
Yeah, that's one thing that I can't make myself eat. Frog leg.
No, I never really had the opportunity to.
I've had escargot, but
Okay.
and I thought they tasted fine. It was
I think it was the scene from Pretty Woman.
Yeah. Thank goodness I didn't have to deal with that. They were already on the plate.
Done for you.
Yeah, it was when I went on my cruise. It was one of their appetizers that, or whatever they ask you if you want. And I was like, you know what? Probably never doing this again. Probably never have a chance to eat it again. Right. So I was like, bring it on. There's like 5 of these little shriveled up things on your plate with a garlic sauce on top of them. And I mean, they were chewy, but it tasted like garlic sauce with it.
That's it. You toss it, you mix it with whatever. I'm sure that's going to be the overpowering flavor.
Like Garrett laughs because I always watching the Kara and Nate, those videos where they're traveling all over the world, and half of the videos is what they're eating, and 90% of it I would not touch, and I'm gagging as Garrett's like, you could never do this.
Well, when we went to the Philippines, like I watched Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmer, so I'm like, I know all kinds of stuff they eat in the Philippines, and I was so funny because like the first day we're there, there's these hard-boiled eggs on the table, and I said, you try one first, because they eat the one with the little baby chicken inside.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you try one first. So he ate it, and it was just regular hard-boiled egg. So I was like, okay, I'll get one now, because I was like, I know what they eat. So
I used to watch of it, like people who blog travelers that would go around, and after a while, when he like hooked up with his girlfriend, who's now his wife, they would say, well, we're vegetarian. That way they would never get like caught with anything too weird. And then it became, well, we're vegan, because they were really trying to just like eat the most basic foods and not like get caught up in like, ew, this is gross or whatever.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
I was such a picky eater that when I went to Germany, I was like so afraid that I was gonna like starve because I wasn't gonna like anything, and I absolutely loved everything. I was like, oh, it's so good here. I just want to stay in Germany. I love everything. And it was funny because our teacher says you'll have to acclimate going back home than you did there, and it's like true. Like I had no culture shock going there, but it was coming back home. Because like the stuff they ate there was like it's so different. Mm-hmm. Like our breakfast and things like that was like hard breads with like ham and cheese slices and things like that. Or that's what the first time I ever had Nutella that they would put, but it was on these hard breads, And you come back home and you've got smushy white bread and things, and so you were so used to. It's like you really love this bread, and you come home and it's like, I have a pancake for breakfast. Look, what I had over there. I had
like butter.
So it was really weird, but yeah,
that's neat though.
Yeah, definitely get different options, different culture.
Mm-hmm.
Said, hi everyone, just joined. I love every vegetable there is in the American diet. Love cilantro, avocado too, yum, asparagus, all the beans and squash, unless it is something I have never eaten. Okay.
Well, I was so picky when I was growing up that I have to make myself try things that I used to like frown upon, or whatever. It's like my taste buds, might have changed, and I have to make myself, because I would just look at like a turnip. Who wants to eat a turnip? I mean, just the sound of a turnip, and you look at it up there, it's like, I don't think I want to eat a turnip.
Yeah,
so I have to make myself. I'm like, you don't know what it tastes like. Like you gotta at least try it.
Try it, yeah. That's it. But if you don't know,
I'm a huge fan. I mean, I don't mind them. I'm not like, it's not something that I would go out of my way to eat.
No, I don't know. But yeah, like I think like everybody has like their comfort vegetables or whatever. It's like I just stick with what we like type of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, like rutabaga. It's like well, what do you do with the rutabaga? But there was this moment in time when I was trying to figure out which one of these makes a better French fry, since I couldn't have potatoes. Because you watch all these videos and it's like, no, that doesn't really make a French fry.
Yeah, you're like, nah, let's pass on that one. That's funny. Alicia said, oh, my husband ate cow privates because it was in French. The waiter was talking them up so much he ordered them. He was very surprised when he found out what he was eating.
That reminds me, is it Funny Farm or what Chevy Chase?
Animal Farm?
He was eating mountain oysters.
Yeah,
They had like the amount that somebody had ate. And he was, I can outdo that, and he's eating them all and everything. And they're like, oh, and they marked it like, I don't know what it was, like 61 or something like that. But then they told him what it was, and he spits that one out, and they're like, put it back.
They're just like, just take it off the list. Yeah. That's funny.
The only weird thing I've ever eaten, if you guys have ever had stroganoff, if that's a dish. So my ex's mom made it, and I never had it, right? And she's like, "Oh, you're gonna really like it." She's like, "It's ground meat," and now that I'm thinking about it, she said ground meat with blah 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 blah. So I ate it, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not really liking this ground beef." I said, "I think it went funny." She goes, "No, that's because it's deer." No, it wasn't deer. It was moose meat, because him and his dad used to hunt. And I'm like, nope. And to this day, like, Garrett made stroganoff the other day, and I just started gagging when I smelled it. Like, ugh.
It's association, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, no.
Yeah, most of my friends are Spanish, so when we go like eat at like their family's house or something, and the parents always be like, "Oh, this is meat." And I'm like, "No, name the animal? Like, meat is not an acceptable answer." Like,
when I went to Mexico, I didn't ask them what I was eating. I just ate it. I was just like, sometimes you're just better off not knowing.
Well, to be completely honest, I read a book years and years ago called Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer. He wrote a couple fiction books as well. But he talks about why we eat meat and why we eat certain meats and why we don't eat other meat. Like, why is cow okay but dog is not? Not that he's advocating to eat dogs, but it was a really interesting book, to be honest. If you're into food and food culture, you might enjoy it. It's been out for years.
Game animals and stuff, they taste different because of what they eat and the gaminess of.
That's right.
They have that, So yeah, it's an acquired taste. When we ate deer meat here, like, I'm not a real big fan of it, but we had gotten a whole bunch of it from my brother, and it was ground up like ground beef or whatever it is. And I would have to make spaghetti out of it so that it had the sauce and all that stuff. And
makes sense.
Eventually, I got to where the taste of it wasn't quite as bad, and then I could expand and I could put it in different things.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Yeah, is the additional flavor. Amy said, I'm getting it off now. I need to call my dad back. Thank you for the sprints, ladies. Have a good night. I'm sure you're gone, but have a good night. Just say good night to her as well. PK said, the book Hawk is now Bond, yes, but also maybe some Doc Savage pulpiness. Buckaroo Banzai. Remember the movie? No, just me because I'm old.
I actually remember the movie Buckaroo Banzai, but I'm not sure if I ever watched it. I just know I made fun of the
name.
Yeah.
And he said, finished my book, reading in Galley middle grade next. Very
what
nice.
are you reading, Annie? I want to know if it's middle grade.
The middle grade, she wants to know. PK 34%, and Val watch YouTube again.
I just think we're talking about food this whole time, and Tiffany's not even here.
I know. She loves. I read 2 chapters. I finished my book. Super cute. 4 stars. Very nice. Ambi, I read 7.5 pages. Cajun, oh man, I didn't realize it was almost time, and I was in the bathroom and heard someone talking, scared the snot out of me.
I read that earlier when that popped up. That's why I chuckled. I was like,
there was a time like we were in the kitchen talking, and I wasn't on. I just had like a live going in the background, and everybody came back, and he's like, "What the hell is that? Somebody's in the other room." So we both like kind of like go over. I'm like, "Oh, it's just the computer."
We're safe. It's just alive on the computer.
Right, just talking books.
We'll live to see another day.
Cajun got to 35%. And Donna said, finishing up A Plain Disappearance, Appleseed Creek Amish Mystery number 3 by Amanda Flower. Buddy read with Elizabeth.
Excellent.
Got to page 374. Woohoo! 10 pages. It's 10
Ooh.
pages more than you had before. Excuse me. Said, all the men in my life have loved SOS. I liked it as a child.
Okay.
Then I said, packed up a book delivery to drop off tomorrow. Very nice. Crystal said I got to page 56 on Go Tell the Bees that I'm gone. Got laundry almost done.
Well done.
Very accomplished, yes. They said, avocado. Ambi, we eat the patties and gravy over rice.
Oh,
I can see that too.
Mm-hmm.
Avocados with lemon juice and salt is a favorite of mine.
I used to eat rice like it was cereal. I didn't like it plain. I always put milk and sugar on it and ate it that way.
That's like a very rice pudding type of.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my mom, like, I'd have my meat patty here and I'd have my little bowl with the rice in it that way, while they would put like the meat patty or something on the rice with like the sauce or something. I'd have because I just didn't like, I do now, but I didn't back then because, like I said, I was super picky about things.
Right.
Yeah. Some people don't want to mix the foods either. PK said, my heritage is Norwegian. My parents were the same way, Storm, about eating something you didn't like it. Black-eyed peas. For me, it was
Lutefish.
Lutefish. Gag. My dad loved it.
I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
We were looking at some supplements today. I think it was called like Heartland and Soil. Like they sell a bunch of like beef organ pills and like a bunch of different stuff, and I'm like, that's the only way I'm eating any of them is in a pill form. So just some stuff I can't do.
We used to take this stuff. Mom used to make us take it. It's called SSS. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's pretty much like a straight vitamin drink, like a vitamin B type, and it was really strong. And you pour it out, it was liquid, and you'd have to. And, oh, it was so nasty.
I used to be on a diet called Isogenics. It's expensive, and I don't recommend it to anybody. But you had to drink this drink in the morning that they said, like, drink in like a 16-ounce glass. It was the most disgusting thing ever. I would drink it with 4 ounces of water because I would just try to, like, get it down as, like, much as possible. And, like, people are like, is it really worth it? You spend, like, 10 minutes gagging every morning drinking this thing down. And I'm like, yes, I lost a lot of weight, but it's one of those things that you stop and immediately you gain it back and more. So I don't recommend it. Yeah, it was the most disgusting. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, why am I torturing myself?
This wasn't a supplement, but because I'm on blood thinners, if it goes too thin or doesn't, whatever, I have to take the antidote, which is vitamin K. And so I have a standing order at the pharmacy just in case I do my blood and they're like, oh my God. So it's like a little pill and you've got to break it in half and it's liquid inside. You put it on a spoon and you got to like drink it essentially. And it tastes like you're sucking on a penny. It's pure copper and it's just, so that's, I'm always so careful with my meds. I'm like, don't let my blood get weird. Don't want to take vitamin K.
Don't want to have to pop the vitamin K pill.
It
was so gross the first time I did. I'm like,
yeah, it's like, I don't want to.
I don't like this.
Kay said avocado on toast with grilled chicken is good. Yeah, because now you've added other things to it. Yeah.
The chicken helps out the avocado.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's that. I love food. If I'm not allergic to it, I will eat it.
That's awesome.
There you go. Amy said my grandma would eat butter beans with mayo. Now said I didn't put ketchup on any vegetables except fried potatoes when I could eat ketchup.
I put ketchup on lots of things.
My stepson puts it on everything.
I can't say everything. And it's the same way with like peanut butter. I put peanut butter on a lot of things.
I love peanut butter.
Like I put peanut butter on my pancakes and
I haven't tried that. I know people put it on ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've put it. I've melted it and like put it on.
Yep, I've done that a lot of times.
And I always put peanut butter in my shakes, and I'm a big peanut butter.
It does too, especially if you put like spinach and other vegetables that you're not really that keen on. Adding the peanut butter is a very more overpowering taste, so it does help with that.
I also find it a cheap source of protein.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a delicious one.
And I'm like one of those people that,
Especially in cookie form.
yeah, I'm like one of those snackers too. That's like, I'm kind of hungry, so you go and you get a spoon and you're like, put it back over here.
I always had a little peanut butter jar at work, and just just take a spoonful.
In
When
case
you
you need so your blood sugar starts to go down or something. Yep.
and it's delicious. Amby said, I like to eat my green beans with mayo. My family has been doing it my whole life.
Each to their own.
I don't think I've ever. It's weird because you know how people do things different, and it's like I would have never thought to put mayo in my green beans. So I mean,
Yeah, unless
butter on my green beans, but I've never.
Yeah, exactly. They said some people's taste buds actually make it so cilantro tastes like soap. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Like people say it tastes like soap. Yeah. And said Jack. Not sure Jack what. Just Cullen said cherry tomatoes are my favorite. They just got so much flavor in them. I love tomatoes from the garden. We just got some picked tonight. Very nice.
Me too.
I love to pop grape tomatoes.
I was thinking it's like you put them in that pop, the explosion in your
Yeah.
I love that. Raw tomatoes blister me even one, but can eat ketchup and tomato sauce just fine. See, again, proving that the healthier thing is the thing we should be eating, but your body is just rejecting it, you know?
That's right.
You know, and it's weird too because there's a lot of times when we're like, and when I worked at McDonald's and somebody would say no tomato and then they get ketchup and we're like, I don't understand. It's the same thing. But maybe that's the reason.
True. We said tomato sandwiches with homegrown tomatoes. Yes, that is the best.
Well, tomato with
Fair
the
point, though, Storm. I get lactose-free milk in my Starbucks drinks, but they always put whipped topping on. And she's like, really? I'm like, shut up and do what I asked.
Right. No need your judgment, lady.
I can have a little dairy. I can't have a lot.
It's like we always used to laugh when somebody would come through and they would order like a supersized meal with Diet Coke.
Yes.
Always.
And so I said, you know, they're probably diabetic and they're thinking that if they get the diet soda, then they kind of counteract all that other stuff.
They don't really balance.
Because that's how my dad thinks about things.
There you go. Now it's like bro science now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my coworker always gets Diet Coke, but he just thinks Diet Coke tastes better than Coke.
There are some people who legitimately think it tastes better. Yeah.
So he just
They're wrong.
My dad
but
can't
it is
regular because he doesn't like the taste of it after he's drank diet for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But that for a long time, it took him a long time to get used to it. He didn't like it at first.
Yeah, Mark swears by Coke Zero. That's like he's like it's way better than Coke. I don't want to go back. Like, okay, fair enough. Okay, says this is the craziest book talk. LOL. All food. Are we hungry tonight?
Must be.
Okay, and Tiffany's missing it. Yes,
exactly.
just because we always bring up food somehow because it's usually around dinner time here, and someone mentions their dinner, and then they're all gone. Yep,
that's
exactly.
True.
Somebody mentions their favorite food, and then that's how it goes. It's like, ooh.
Crystal said, I got my grandma in bed. She is an early riser since the brain bleed in January. It has changed her patterns from the past. She used to hate pizza. Now she loves it.
Interesting.
There you go. And he said, I had frog legs once. They had a little crispy coating and cooked with chicken pieces. So that's why they tasted like chicken to me. Texture was different, though.
They're disguising things there.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Jared said, I grew up in Japan, so I was never a picky eater.
Oh, awesome.
And he said, I love rutabagas. Okay, I love parsnips. And Jared said, yes, Funny Farm. Love that movie. It was lamb fries.
Yeah.
There you go. Jessica, my grandpa did that to me. He made burgers one night, and I told him it was the best burger ever, and he laughed and said it was deer meat. And to this day, I cannot be told what it was. To this day, I cannot be told what it is, as I cannot picture the animal when I'm eating it.
It's true.
That's why it's always best to ask afterwards, because then you've already ate it.
What's the Simpsons episode where Lisa goes vegetarian? One of my favorite lines is she says to Homer, "Do you have anything that didn't die a horrible death?" And he's like, "I think the veal died of loneliness." I don't know why that line cracks me up, but it does.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I feel like when I go to these Spanish people's houses, because they'll straight up be eating tongue tacos, and I'm like, no, we're not. What is the meat? Don't just say meat. Give me an animal.
My father's favorite meal was liver and onions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're eating the organ that's used to filter out all the other stuff. I don't see how this is.
My dad loves liver and onions, and my mom would not cook it for me. He had to go
my mom wouldn't. No.
And I was like, nope. If you want it, you have to go to a restaurant that serves it, because
like I won't even have it in the house.
Yeah, it's like
my grandmother used to make it for him, and when he passed away, it was a couple days later. I said to Mom, "Grandma's making Dad liver and onions."
I don't know. I was getting the door shut on me. I love beef stroganoff. I love deer. I want to try different meats. Never heard Buckaroo Banzai. Never heard of that movie. The middle grade is The Mystery of Raspberry Hill by Eva France. I think it is spooky one, as the author said she was inspired by Hampton Court and its ghosts.
Oh,
I think I have an E-arc in that one, maybe. That sounds familiar.
Storm's like, I want to read it.
Spooky season's around the corner.
Mm-hmm. I'm gearing up for Storm's Halloween.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I've already made out my TBR. I'm very excited.
I haven't got that far yet.
Storm's like, slow down.
I'm like, I've got my Series September picked out. I got my Halloween picked out. I got my Nora November picked out. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I haven't done any of that stuff. But see, for Halloween, I do have a couple of extra co-hosts. So see, they know what's going on when they can get things going.
He said, I was thinking the same thing. Tiffany's not here, and this is a lot of food talk. She's missing it. She can rewatch later and yell at the screen what her answers would be.
That's right.
The next time she's on a live, she'll be like, y'all talked about food without me.
Right? She's like, I was suffering in a hurricane and you guys were talking food. Amby said, I'm trying to finish Hooked on Murder.
Is that the Betty Heckman, I think? Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
PK said, starring Peter Weller, John Lithgow, Ellen Barkin, Jeff Goldblum, Christopher Lloyd. Adventures surgeon, rock musician Buckaroo Banzai and his band of men, the Hong Kong Cavaliers, take on the evil alien invaders from the 8th dimension.
Yeah, it's one of those B movies.
I love that description.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I remember seeing like commercials of it or something.
Mm-hmm. They said, I like peanut butter on chicken. I've never had it on chicken, but I've had it on a burger. There was a place by us that it's closed down now, but it was called, they had a burger called the Twilight Zone Burger, because there was an episode where the kid put peanut butter on the burger. And it was actually pretty good because it had like the little bit of like sweet and savory type of thing going on.
I have an older friend. She swears that burgers are better with peanut butter on it. And I'm just like, I don't know. And she's like, I'm telling you, just put it on your hamburger, you know.
It wasn't bad.
I'm like, I don't know. I can't do it. Some things to me, just peanut butter don't go on that. I don't know. But yeah. And it's probably like, you know, I guess like a flavor combination, but
yeah, probably not for everybody, but
it's like peanut butter noodle or the noodles that
the Thai noodles.
I can't get myself to try that either.
Yes.
I'm not a fan of it that way, but I love for like the spring rolls. I love a peanut sauce for them. So weird. Sonia said, I met my calories today, and all the food talk is making me hungry. Sorry. Kay said, my mom used to take a spoonful of peanut butter to bed with her and then fall asleep, and then my dad would stick his hand in it and lose it. That would be horrible. Amby said, the way you said your mom, or or whoever eats avocado with pepper, I do that and I eat it with tortilla chips.
Yeah, my aunt does that, yeah.
Nope, regular Coke tastes too sweet for me and makes me nauseous, so I get Diet Coke with everything. But I am most definitely not on a diet. Yeah.
Yeah, see, and I think that, and I don't know, I think my taste buds with sweet stuff is like changing, especially when it comes to drinks and stuff, because I've been trying not to drink so many. Like, I try not to drink a lot of sodas, and to me, the diet stuff tastes super, super sweet to me. So, because I'll water it down, and which is really weird, I know, and I think one of the things I've gotten used to, I don't want to have to go back downstairs and get a drink. So, like, I have my drink here. So, if it was mostly filled with maybe to here with soda, I would fill the rest of it with water.
Okay.
And so it watered down the soda. And I do that a lot. Even if it was this one, I just fill it back up with water. And I got used, I think, to drinking it watered down, that the other is too sweet.
That makes sense. Maybe said that's how my mom is with Dr. Pepper Zero. Name said I don't like frog legs. Pat said, good evening, everyone. Went to the eye doctor today, did an eye wash on my eyes, and cannot read for 3 days.
Oh.
I should be able to read by the weekend. I highly recommend the Widow's Wine Club book, 5 stars. Well, I hope that at least maybe you could do an audio book or two during that time if you want to just do something to pass the time.
Yeah.
And she also said, don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you, Pat. And Kay said, I can't be in the building if liver is cooked. Yeah, I think there's definitely a memory associated with the smell of that.
Mm-hmm.
Cajun said that they would serve liver at my college occasionally. It would be me and the broke people. LOL. You gotta do what you gotta do. And Kay said, I get the peanut butter chicken when I get Chinese. Someone said, Kay, I make peanut butter chicken all the time. It's on our weekly rotation. See, and I've never even heard of it. So
yeah, I've never made peanut butter chicken. My favorite, like, go-to Chinese chicken is General So.
Mark always gets that, yeah. And Amby said, let me see what y'all think about this. Make Kraft mac and cheese, cook ground beef, salsa, and mix it together. Put it in a casserole dish and top it with cheese. Yeah.
Doesn't sound
Omit the Kraft mac and cheese and do homemade macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
There you
With
go.
the elbow noodles and that is delicious.
There you go. She said, I'm still trying to figure out how to make it. My chicken had better texture. Okay. Jay said, hey, ladies. So I have noticed your stream is on Mondays. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Me and Storm below, we switch off on Mondays. That's ours. On Wednesday, Sarah is doing hers. The rest of the week is PK, who is in the chat. She has hers at 8:05 Eastern the other days of the week. And Tiffany, who's not here today due to the hurricane, has hers on Sunday at 5 Eastern time. And Kay said, I'm allergic to diet drinks. It's the sweetener in it. I get really bad migraines.
Makes sense.
See, I try to tell Dad that because it's got like that aspartame in it and stuff. And I try to tell him because he has a lot of problems. I'm like, it's probably because you're drinking so much diet soda. Because he gets, like this, and he wants to get one of these every day. And I'm like, you can have one like every now and then, but not every day.
It's a treat.
Yeah, exactly. A treat isn't every day.
Yeah. And then I'll go, that doesn't look like water or ice. Because I have him get me ice and then I put tea in it because I have decaffeinated tea here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't know how that got in there.
Yeah, so just a mystery. It just happened to just come in here.
It just happened to be there, yeah.
That's funny. I feel like most of your time, Storm, is spent like dealing with your dad and his like stubbornness of certain things, you know?
Correct.
One of the older guys that when we go to Denny's, which we've actually abandoned Denny's and went back to Hardee's. So we're back to Hardee's now. It's cheaper. We could get You can get coffee refills there because you can bring your own cup and you can get a refill for like 76 cents and it's like $3 at Denny's. So
Oh yeah, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
But one of the older guys and everything, he goes, there was this remember this, I think it was either a show or a cartoon strip or something like that called Bringing Up Dad or something like that, Bringing Up Father.
You're like, that's my life.
He always says that to me whenever I'm always telling him something that my dad has done.
Debbie said, I have been using the product called Stir in my water in case you're all looking for something. I've tried lemonade and the strawberry watermelon. I have not heard of it, but I will
I've
look
not
for
heard of Stir. My dad likes to put all kinds of stuff in his, but I'd like to find some good stuff that doesn't have the aspartame in it because a lot of that stuff has the aspartame.
Probably what's bothering him too.
Yeah.
Jessica said, homemade mac and cheese is the best mac and cheese.
I can't eat Kraft macaroni and cheese because, like I said, I was picky growing up, and so my grandma, the only thing she would ever make me is like Kraft mac and cheese and fish sticks, and I can't eat fish sticks.
Oh, KD and fish sticks. Oh, it's like my favorite meal.
Yeah. And like it took me forever to want to eat macaroni again. And I can do Velveeta's mac and cheese like that, the Velveeta kind, but I can't. If you show me that other stuff, and it's like,
I understand that. Hi, Presley.
Yambi said, so there is a Nora November. I need to know more. Yep. I'm pretty sure we will be having a announcement videos in early October.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have all the details then.
And everybody wanted a Debbie December, so that we'll have an announcement.
That's
going to
be a thing.
November or whatever. So.
And then Sonia said, at K, I just use chunky peanut butter and a tablespoon of soy sauce and like a drop of olive oil. Okay, I'm getting more of a vision in my head of what this is looking like.
Except for chunky peanut butter. I don't like chunky peanut butter.
My sister's a fan. I'm like, it's okay. I prefer smooth.
Oh, I hate it whenever I don't pay attention to what I'm doing and I grab the wrong one and at the store and I come home and I'm like, oh man, it's got all these nuts in it. Get stuck in my tooth. I don't like it.
PK said the only day we don't have covered for spring is Friday. You'll get the day off.
Yeah.
That's right. And Sonia said, season your chicken and then cover it with a peanut butter mixture. I fry it in the air fryer. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Might have to try that one. Kay says, oh, thanks, Etsana. I will try that this week. Debbie said, I use the Mio water enhancers. I love the sweet tea flavor. I've used those before too. They're pretty good. Because you can also adjust how much flavor you put in.
Correct.
I like that.
That just reminds me. My dad got something. He thought because it said orange, banana, strawberry, or something like that. So he thought he was getting 3 different kinds of flavors, and it come in this like little jar about like this, and has a little pop up, and it only has like 8 of them in there, but they were like really long, and they were about like that. I mean, it looked like there was a lot in it. Well, he just dumped one of them in his thing, and he mixed it up. And I was like, that tastes, it was really strong, but I was like, that tastes, he's like, I said, it says here that all those flavors are combined, because he goes, oh, he thought he was getting separate ones because he wanted to try the banana one because he thought the banana one would be kind of fun. And I was like, it's all together. But the other day I went to get one of them and I opened, and I'm like, there's a lot in this, And so I like read the instructions and it says serving size 5.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
So you're supposed to use like 1/5 of the packet.
Oh my God.
And I said, Dad, I wonder. I said, you do know that you're not supposed to use the whole thing, right?
That's hilarious.
Even on those like powder packs, I usually only use like half the packet because I think it's too much.
Well, most of even the little ones, it says to use a half a pack, but he always uses the whole thing. But then he puts it in like a big cup, so
it evens out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yambi said, I love homemade mac and cheese. I love homemade mac and cheese I make because I usually use 2 different cheeses. Yeah. There you go. Stir uses stevia if that helps. I'm going to have to look it up and see if I even see
look it up. Yeah.
He said we might have to do that tomorrow, but probably will be Sunday when we have more time. Welch's flavor drinks you put in your water is aspartame free. There
Oh,
you go.
awesome.
And he said, so y'all the ones doing Debbie December and Nora November. Yes,
Yep.
correct. Yes. Jay said, so about a year ago, I got back into reading after not reading for about 15 years. Life wasn't good, but I'm in a much better place. I have never read Nora Roberts. Any recs for a first book?
Go for it, Lee.
Okay, well, depending on what you want to read, I always recommend starting with the Three Sisters Island trilogy. They are witches, so there is some spells and paranormal. There is romance that goes on, but it is about the friendship between three women at the same time. So I would recommend starting there.
And I would recommend that you start with The Witness. It's just a standalone, and it's a contemporary kind of romantic suspense type.
Yeah, I would also recommend if you're looking for a standalone Hideaway. That was one of her newer ones that came out, and it was like a little bit more of a suspense one too.
And I will let these ladies talk because I haven't read nearly as much Nora Roberts, but they are the experts, so I'm leaving it to them.
I'm just getting into it because of last year's like accidental Nora November.
Mel hijacked you.
Spun off the whole Nora November for this year. So
there you go. They said Shorty September, October, Nora November, Debbie December. So we're going to be doing Halloween, which is going to be like spooky middle grade type of theme for October.
And also Spy versus Spy September. PK's
September.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's going to go along.
PK, do you have like did you put something in? I missed it, like in one of your lives, because I'll have to go back and look at, because I don't look at all of them, and because I'm like, I don't even know what Spy versus Spy is supposed to be.
She has been doing in the mornings some looking at different spy books and different genres and stuff like that.
Spy,
so
espionage.
I'll have to go back and look at some of them.
Yeah, if you look at the morning ones, you'll see them. And Anita said, again, Kitty. And Jessica said, Kay, it's spooky October. For some, it's witchy October. Mm-hmm. Okay, I missed it. I don't think it's a thing. It's just what everyone does.
Yeah.
So maybe it's ooky. Mm-hmm. There you go. Maybe. Witches and romance sold. There you go. There you go.
Okay, baby.
And he said, are all Nora Roberts romance? I tried 3, and there was a lot of male point of view, and I didn't like that there's the male character that much. I don't think that's the norm at all for her. That might have just been...
Did you try older ones or newer ones? Because I find that I think a lot of her older ones have male point of views a lot. Because like the Midnight Bayou that I read and things like that had... But they're older ones. Maybe the newer ones may not have it. I don't know. I haven't really tried any of her newer ones. I've only tried like a lot of them.
What was that Saga one that we both read too? That one was like a male point of view.
Yeah.
Something evil?
Carnal Innocence.
Carnal Innocence. There you go.
Which was a romantic suspense, yeah. And it had and it was older one too. So that's why I was wondering if maybe
that could be true. Yeah, he said I like the romance ones. I haven't read anything else yet. PK said, yep, Thursdays and Friday mornings has the logo. Also thinking of approaching you guys about hosting a nostalgia November in case some don't want to do Nora.
Or do both.
Yeah. That could be a lot of crossover too, depending on what you want to make some prompts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could work something out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We don't monopolize the readathons, guys. If you guys want to come up with stuff.
Yeah, please. The more the ideas, the better.
Yeah, exactly. What were you going to say, Storm? I'm sorry.
I don't remember. I was like, I was going to say something, but I don't remember.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
If you remember, shout it out. Yeah. Annie said it was the Glass Crafter series that was the 3 Irish sisters.
Mm. Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
It is a romance and everything, but I don't know. But the J.D. Robb ones, I don't know if they're from a male point of view or not. I've only read the one, but they have it's a little bit more of a crime novel with a romance in it. So
I don't know. I haven't started those yet.
No.
I would like the link to PK's YouTube. And then somebody does say here, it is Annie. It is Bambi. It's Bookie Monsters is the name of her channel. Come on, stop messing around here. Doesn't Nora write under another name? Everybody else wrote JD Robb. Yeah.
Yep.
I also know she wrote a few way back in the day, like during like Silhouette times under 2 other names. I forget, but I've never seen those books pop up. So
You guys do the Nora November. I might have to do a video on my channel, like a spotlight on her category, because they've all been republished now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like
to
go back and talk about them.
Categories on our bingo.
Category is one of the prompts. So yes, and for people that might not know, you would be the expert there.
Yep.
So absolutely.
Yeah, because now people that read them, they're like, that's not category. It doesn't say anything about being like Harlequin.
Right. But they've been reprinted so many times. Same thing with Debbie Maycomer. They've been reprinted so many times. It's like you might not be sure what's what.
Yeah.
Jay said, I alone with enjoying male POC chapters in romance. I actually enjoy writing them the most too.
I like them.
POV. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were being very specific, people of color. So I was like,
Yeah, I like the male point of view in my romances. So that's why I think it's hard for me to find like ones that don't have that, because I don't know.
mm-hmm.
I'm not very good with specific like things like that.
Yeah, like coming up with exactly. Sonia said, since I've been thrifting a lot of old books, I've noticed that the vintage books always have the teenage girls and much older men on the front. Anyone else? You're right.
Yeah, I have a lot of like the old like Harlequins and stuff, and they all have like an older looking man with a younger woman on them.
One author that still writes that's very famous for that is Diana Palmer. She tends to do a lot of very naive 21, I mean, not teenager, but like 20, 21-year-old girls with these 30, 40-year-old men, you know, like the much more experienced
I noticed like
men.
a lot of,
she's the
a lot
virgin.
of the older Harlequins, like the romance ones that I've read, always some young girl going off on some kind of vacation or something to some like really fancy place.
Yes.
Where the older man is.
Yes.
And Kay said, are you guys doing any more sprints? No, I am getting ready to wrap this up. I was just trying to get to the end of the comments here.
We were chatty tonight, so he was having a hard time getting to the end of the comments.
Yeah, it was a chatty night. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I like it. PK and Ambi said, PK, I subscribe to you. You guys should all go subscribe to PK if you haven't.
Absolutely, 100%.
She talks about new books in the morning, new releases that are coming out. Now she's been going over like the spy versus spy books, espionage, all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she does good little, during the reading sprint, she does good little images and stuff too.
That's
like
right.
the little.
Yeah, I've seen some of those, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Sprints, thank you guys for all coming here. You have a beautiful
Yes,
night.
thank you.
Well. And you're welcome, PK. Love your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you guys so much for coming on. And you guys made me feel better because I was feeling like crap today, and now I'm feeling better. So
good. You. I'm glad. Yay.
And we will see everybody tomorrow on PK's channel.
Yes.
At 8:05 Eastern.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.